Memorial Bridge in D.C. Police have stopped traffic for what they're calling a barricade situation. Now, this is causing major backups around Nats Park as well as Audi Field. Thank you for being here with us tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm Lorenzo Hall. So let's get you right out to that scene right now. Our Rafael Sanchez Cruz is there with an update. Rafa.
Hey, Lorenzo. I can tell you just in the last, I would say 10 minutes, we're seeing a lot more movement up there. It seems like the protester who was part of the May Day demonstrations across the district just actually pulled out a tent. And we are now seeing that somebody is taking ownership of this incident. And you might remember that back in 2022, a protester climbed up there, was there for about 27 hours. He was saying he was protesting due to the Supreme Court's decision on abortion rights. And now it's that same man who is taking ownership. He's been posting photos on social media from up there. And essentially what he's saying on X is that this protest is against the Trump administration, against President Donald Trump. Also, he is saying that he is against the war in Iran and also against AI. So in just the last 10 minutes, I can tell you that I spoke to someone who was a former spokesperson who worked on the bridge. And when she arrived on scene, she said, "It can't be the same guy, right? It's not Guido." And I said, "Yes, it is." He's identified himself as Guido Reichstatter. I can tell you that 3 years ago, I talked to him and he was very persistent. And today that same public information officer told me he is relentless. So again, 3 years ago, it was 27 hours that he was up there. And the only reason he came down, I'm told, is because he lost the water bottles that were in his possession. They had fallen and it had gotten so hot that he was becoming dehydrated and decided to come down. When she started seeing what was happening, she said, "Oh, this time he came prepared." And as I told you in the last couple of minutes, we're seeing a tent going up. Earlier, I saw him standing up and it seemed like he was tying himself to one of those yellow orange lights that's on the top of the Frederick Douglass Bridge. He was moving his backpack around, and now we're seeing that that tent go up for protection. That public information officer was telling me, "Look, it gets really hot up there with the white reflection. The wind is a concern, but you really feel all the elements once you're up there." So she was not surprised that this time around, given his persistence last time, that he came a little bit more prepared. People have been asking if there's anything written on the banner that you're seeing there flowing in the wind, but nothing just yet. But I want to read you briefly some of the comments of what he wrote. He said, "I'm currently occupying the top of the Frederick Douglass Memorial Bridge in Washington, D.C. I'm calling on the people of the United States to bring an immediate end to the Trump regime's illegal war on Iran and the removal of the regime power through mass nonviolent direct action and non-cooperation. I also want to urgently warn the people of the U.S. and the world of the imminent danger we are in of a crossing point of no return towards the development of artificial intelligence, which poses the risk of catastrophic harm to humanity, including human extinction." It goes on from there. So again, a lot of changes that have been happening earlier, Lorenzo. I can tell you that Annie was asking me, have I heard anything from DC Police or Fire and EMS about whether they plan to open the bridge anytime soon? Look, they're telling me for now, they're going, minute by minute with him. There are negotiators on scene. They're telling me they are planning on keeping it closed. You mentioned earlier kind of the congestion in the area, and it's definitely going to be, a headache for all the people heading to tonight's Nationals game. It starts at 6:45. Also, the event happening at Audi Park at 7 p.m. But again, for now, the bridge will remain like this. The only vehicle we have been seeing is a DC police vehicle. And again, we see the harbor crews down below that keep negotiating and concentrating really just right underneath where this protester, this May Day protester, Guido, is on the bridge right here, and Frederick Douglass Bridge right behind me.
Yeah, Rafa, and we all remember Guido from back in 2022. As you mentioned, he was up there for about 27, 28 hours. This is quite a different scene. As you mentioned, there were a number of reasons he decided to come down from that bridge back then, but he looks prepared this time, and we know that this bridge is closed off. It's at a standstill He's making a statement, creating quite the spectacle. What is it like in that area? This is a busy part of the city on a Friday night. Are a lot of people gathering to see what's going on there?
There are people stopping by. Look, I can tell you that last time around, he was actually on the opposite side of the bridge. So we all gravitated heading toward the Audi side of the field, but now he's closer to the Nats Park side. Look, there are people just waiting for the ball game to start. One guy just mentioned, look, this is kind of ruining, my beer drinking, because again, people are preparing for the game that's going there. But I can tell you, in terms of getting down here because of the closure of the roads, it took about an hour from Tenleytown, and it's just been a lot of congestion, a lot of questions. We're seeing more DC police crews arriving here on scene.
Yeah, considering he did this back in 2022, I'm surprised there aren't more reinforcements in place to prevent someone else from climbing this bridge. All right, we know you'll keep watching for us. Rafa, thank you. And you can count on